In the time of beautiful modern home designs that do not deviate much from the clean straight lines of the floor to ceiling glass that encompasses these beautiful modern boxes today, very few architects bend and try to create something for the imagination that lies in between the lines. Well, today we have a modern that does just that. I'm Drayson, and this is Architecture Wednesday. So I was browsing through YouTube like I always do, just looking at homes because, I love it. So I have to immerse myself within the sculpture culture. That's what I'm calling it. I probably should trademark that. Don't take that from me. The sculpture culture, right? Where I always try to look and, just see different homes and see different designs that for me, I like, because ultimately the one thing that I would love to do is to become a developer, not an architect, because I respect the craft. I respect what it takes to actually become an architect. I don't want to become an architect. I want to become a developer who works with an architect, and we can create these designs together that are just so beautiful. And I like to borrow things, and this is kind of what I'm studying, preparing myself for. I'm making these deposits today with my today self that my future self will be able to cash out in dividends. So as far as this particular property, which is located in Spain, it caught my eye because, well, the title. It said that it was the James Bond house, right? Now, of course, it's not the house that was in a James Bond movie or anything like that. It's a new home. It's newly developed. But the inspiration behind it, it looks very, very James Bondy, So I was really intrigued. So I had to watch it. So what you're going to see today is a beautiful home in Spain that is for sale for 5.2 million euros, which, converted into US is about 5.6 million. So it's not crazy, crazy difference in price, but the place is really beautiful. There's not a whole lot I could really say about the property because, you guys are getting ready to watch it with me. It's a little different.
Hello everyone, and welcome
Hello.
to another episode. This week we are touring this newly constructed Japanese-inspired modern estate located in Montemayor, Spain. Home has been named after a Japanese word which means hope and new beginnings. And after spending some time here, I can
quite
easily
strike
say
me
that
as
this is
Japanese
exactly
inspired.
what Villa Kibo feels like. I really hope that with this tour we'll be able to share with you what it's like being here, experiencing and absorbing the incredible beauty from the mountain valleys, breathing in the fresh air,
there's no
at
bonsai.
the same time as staying present and one with the nature. I'm super excited for today's tour, let's begin with Villa Kibo.
Villa Kibo. This just doesn't strike me as Japanese.
This place, it really made my heart beat.
Okay. If this is Japanese inspired, they 100% missed the mark. It even starts at the gate. It won't give us the gate.
At the same time as staying present and one with the nature. I'm super excited for
in her description of staying, one with the nature. Obviously, organic architecture, this is not. So, these are just words. These are just words. Now I feel like a complete snob. I'm over here just critically reviewing everything. Let me not review the person's words, because she's really just trying to convey and express, right? Trying to express, not convey, but trying to express what the property is, possibly to her, or maybe just, to the viewer. It sounds nice. Okay, I tried to
today's tour.
be
So
nice,
let's begin.
saying what
Villa
sounds nice.
Kibo.
But there's nothing about this that feels Japanese at all.
When I first walked into this place,
Like even with the gate, they could have went with the true Japanese style, gate. Like they could have like done something. And look, there's like a chain right here. I wonder why. That's kind of weird to have a chain on the gate to bring your car in. So it's kind of weird.
it really made my heart beat a little faster. It was nearly like I wanted to save that moment in my memory and never forget the feeling that came with it. I think it was the beautiful intersection between the architecture and the nature, which created that magical, almost unreal connection that just bonds you with the home and fills you with hopes and promises for new beginnings.
Yeah, nothing about this is Japanese to me. Nothing about it. It's a beautiful home. Nice, sleek, sexy, modern. It looks great. This B-roll is incredible. Only one day hope to have some kind of B-roll like this when I shoot my videos, because this is excellent B-roll.
Alright everybody, let's begin the tour from the exterior of the property. First thing, you have the steel gate opening up and your pedestrian entrance leading you down into your driveway.
This is kind of underwhelming to have this chain linked fence. My only hope is that they're not finished and they'll, put a proper, wall or fence for this property, because this is, to be honest with you, unacceptable. By the way, the property is listed for 5.2 euros, or 5.6 million, and for 5.6 million, you're gonna have to give me something better than a chain linked fence. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Like chain link fence everywhere, right? That's awful.
The steel gate opening up and your pedestrian entrance leading you down into your driveway, where you have this very impactful entrance. Driving down with your car, you find yourself in this covered entrance, which holds about 2 or 3 cars, depending on the size of your car, of course, and a beautiful scenery all together. Now, before we talk anything about the architecture, the views, the area, and the house itself, let's mention some specs about this house. First of all, the house was designed by Laura Jimenez, a Spanish architect, and is exclusively listed on the market with Robert Basso from Home Run Brokers. Now,
shout out to Robert Basso.
House features 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. Its internal build is 807 square meters with the plot of...
I just want to say this. Look. Oh yeah, and shout out to Laura. Let me not be that guy. The only reason I said shout out to the realtor is because, or the agent is because, agent to agent. So, I shout out the agent, but shout out to the architect too. Because so far the design of this, I really, really like the aspect. But what I wanted to talk about is the 807 square meters. Now, obviously, being from the States, we don't use the metric system. We use the imperial system. And the imperial system, it makes something sound larger, especially compared to the metric inverse. So for 807 square meters, right? That doesn't really sound huge. You'd be like, man, what's that to us here in the States? You'd be like, what's that? Right? It's about it's just under 8,700 square feet. So this is a mansion, right? It sounds so much better. And then the reverse of that is when it comes to the land. When you speak of something like it's 1 hectare, for some reason that sounds so much more grand. Like it sounds so much larger than an acre, right? It sounds larger than an acre. Well, it is larger than an acre. 1 hectare is almost 2.5 acres. So when you say something is 2 or 3 hectares, it's like, what? That's a lot of land. And like you don't even have to know what a hectare is. You just know that it has to be more than an acre. As far as like the meters, I mean, of course, yes, meters are more than, square feet. I did, like, obviously, but 807 meters, it just makes the house sound small, like 1,000 square meters, right? You're not going to automatically say, hey, that's almost 12,000 square feet, right? You're like, your mind is not just going to gravitate to that. I mean, not almost, it's 12,000 plus square feet. Okay. I don't use the metric system. So, don't come at me. Okay. I know. Okay. I know, but I just wanted to point that out. So like this 3,500 square meters here, that's actually pretty damn decent. That's, what, almost 38,000 square feet of land. That's a lot of like land. Now, how much of it is flat or buildable? That's an entirely different story. But an acre, just to give you context, an acre is 43,560 square feet. So 43,560 square feet is an acre. So this is on, about 37,000 square feet of land. Like, just wanted to put that out there. A little math class.
Of 3,500 meters built, and it's currently on the market for 5,200,000 euros. So that's about the specs about this house. You'll be able to find more information down in the description below, as usual, and you definitely should do so because this house has just hit the market, and we've got so many surprises.
It's a nice, beautiful modern.
Store, so stay tuned. And now, Dima, let's step through here and talk about this unique architecture. As I just mentioned, Laura Jimenez is the architect of this masterpiece, which is this futuristic, super modern, James Bond looking like design of a house, which really stands out from all the other houses here in Marbella that I've ever seen. Now, about the location, we designed.
This does look,
as I just mentioned, Laura Jimenez is the architect of this masterpiece, which is this futuristic, super modern,
different
James Bond looking like design of a house, which really stands out from all the other.
So I don't get how you get Japanese and James Bond together. The two don't mix. But just looking at this, like, there are some modern houses here, right? From to the right is more of your traditional Spanish style of architecture. And then to the left here, you have all these like different kind of modern. So it's like this division between modern and traditional. And me personally, I like, some of the traditional. I really do. But, I love a good modern. And this is very beautiful. It's pretty.
Other houses here in Marbella that I've ever seen. Now, about the location, we are located in Montemayor, which is just 15-minute drive from Benhavis and 25-minute drive from the Marbella's main center, from the Puerto Banús and from the beach. So a really good location if you like some peace and quiet. And also,
you want to be Japanese?
To hear.
You want to have Japanese inspiration? You turn this into a koi pond. And of course, being like a koi pond, the tile should have been, something darker that really didn't look like tile at all. That would have gave me a feel of Japanese. You put a couple of bonsai trees. There's no greenery or shrubbery here that indicates Japanese inspiration. I'm just going back to the fact that she said Japanese inspiration. I'm really hoping that's an inaccurate description because so far there's nothing absolutely at all remotely hinting at Japanese inspiration.
The birds, as you're probably hearing. So all this time we've been filming today, it's been the most quiet experience during touring a home that we've ever had, and I must say this home is something that I would personally choose, and I'm just super excited to show it to you. So let's get straight to it. Here we are at the main entrance. We have this water feature, wooden panelings on my right. We have the garage, covered space, parking area on the left with the aluminium dividers on top to play with the light and of course give shade into your cars. Dima, step in through.
Did she say aluminium for like aluminum?
Are just floating above, giving this design.
I'm gonna use that aluminium. It sounds now on the right
fancier
here.
We have
aluminum.
The entrance to the rooftop, which we're gonna explore further during the tour.
Aluminium.
And also, of course, the architectural angled walls, which really give this wow factor into this entrance and this James Bond feel. Now, right behind me, we have the main pivoting door with this beautiful paneled wood. So let's go and check out the inside.
I mean, I guess that's really the only thing you can say that's Japanese is
And
the paneled wood, but that's not necessarily,
entrance.
you know, exclusive to
about so many
Japan.
Beautiful designs, Dima. Let's come through here and speak about, first of all, picture windows on both sides of this pivoting door, which really bring in this connection with the outside, even from the back of your house. And yeah, of course, bringing a lot of light. Now here we've got this oak wood, beautiful paneled in wall, which is then transitioning into this textured wallpaper. Really love this transition. And first thing here, you have a alarm system. Which
subscribe, y'all.
It's a great thing to have in your property. And
you know
the
demotica
system, which then has its own main home over here. So with this iPad, you can control everything that's happening in the house. You've got the lights, you've got the curtains, you've got the automatically open.
I mean, I guess the
windows,
electronic
but more
factor is
about
Japanese.
Soon. First, let's finish with this beautiful section. What an impactful space when you enter. The attention to detail in this house has been brought to another level. More picture windows here, same thing happens. We are connected with the water feature outside. And Dima, let's turn around.
Our B-roll
and
is
just quickly
excellent.
Speak about this open space, which of course connects us to the outside. Now on this level, we've got 4 bedrooms, including the master suite, which is super excited, but more about that.
So it's a split level house.
First, I would like to take you guys to the living, dining areas and show you the outside. Let's go.
Remember, split level is when you enter and there's a level above, a level below. Doesn't necessarily have to be above or below. It just means that you enter and there's a level below.
In this floor, but let's start first with the wine set.
That would be split level.
Very stylish, and I just love the way that it's connected into your living area with this picture windows.
You got this
and
wine
here, even into
room.
your staircase. Dima, are you seeing it? Just looks really stylish, especially, of course, with my favorite LEDs. All these wines and champagnes.
I like LEDs too.
Check out the size of
I can
this.
get behind.
Waiting for someone to drink it. The opposite side, we also have a mirror. Dima, do you want to show a mirror? Let's turn around.
A mirror?
And show a mirror, which is, of course, reflecting the beautiful
Can't really
vistas
show the mirror
we
because
have
then he'd be in the mirror,
in
even
front
though
of
he's
us.
in the
So
mirror right
really
here.
kind of a 3D effect wine cellar. Love it. Now stepping out. Let's step outside.
Like he's not trying to be in the mirror.
Exploring the beautiful living areas. First main space is your double height ceiling main living area with
That feels
these
nice.
Japanese inspired chandeliers hanging from the top all the way, well, halfway down.
So lanterns.
And as I mentioned
Also
in the
not
beginning,
exclusive to
Vilakibo
Japan.
comes from a Japanese word which means hope and new beginning. So the inspiration of this house has been taken from there, and you will be seeing many different details and Japanese inspired decorations. As
Still
for
haven't
example,
seen
right
anything
here in
that's
the middle, in this coffee
exclusive
table,
to Japan.
we've got these
architecture,
interesting
our
modern
culture,
decorations. Everything is this natural beige color. Love the combination of this green and kind of beige neutral colors, which really blend with the feel of the house and the surroundings. Now on the opposite side, we have another chilling area, which would be your TV zone, in case you wanted to put some Netflix on in the evening nights. But I would personally choose to look out through these picture windows into the incredible views, but hold your horses, we'll go there very soon. But now let's quickly step over into this zone over here and talk about this intersection where we have this fireplace. So the fireplace you are seeing in the B-roll shots, but easily turn it on with just one click of a button, fill it with ethanol and warm your winter nights or your summer evenings even right now.
So it's fake.
As we are still in March. It still gets a little chilly in the evening, so a really nice space to turn on your fireplace in the evening and just enjoy these beautiful views. Now, don't go, because we've got an interesting thing here, which is this little body, which opens up this beautiful floor-to-ceiling automatic doors, 6.5 meters. Let me stand here so you can guys see the sheer size of this door. And now, check this out. And just check out how we are connected with the outdoors with the same tiling. The porcelain just continues outwards, making this total connection. But now, before we step out there, Dima, let's step over into this zone, which is your kitchen living area. And in between, just before we get there, we also have a lift. Doesn't work because the property is still brand new, but it will be working very soon and can take you all to all the 4 levels of the house. By the way, downstairs we have a jacuzzi, which is working, full of bubbles, 40 degrees water. So we're gonna check that out later. I'm excited for it. But before we head out downstairs,
she got you beat. She actually tries the stuff.
I mean, what a chic space with my favorite section of this dining area, which is this covered, nicely recessed in TV.
That feels Japanese.
Slide it open, covering these recessed sections, which also look really beautiful. So I'm not sure which way is better, to have it open or closed.
Recessed.
Now, of course, just off we have this
aluminum
incredible kitchen, which just speaks for itself with this super modern, beautiful design. I mean,
I can't get over that.
This countertops. Doesn't it make you want to cook in this kitchen?
Not really. This kitchen looks really showy.
Even the ones who don't really like cooking, I think, would start liking cooking in a kitchen like this.
No.
Now let's speak about
this kitchen. Doesn't look like a kitchen where you actually would cook. Again, this is, and I'm sure this is probably the only kitchen here. I think here in the States, I think we're the only ones, at least from what I've been getting, looking, at different properties in different areas, is that we're the only ones, well, us in, Britain, that have a kitchen area for your chef or a butler's, area. Like, that's something that was borrowed from royalty. That idea was borrowed from royalty, that you have a kitchen where people are just supposed to work. And that's really what the kitchen was, right? And then obviously us peasants, we actually work in our own kitchens. So, it's kind of natural where, hey, let's have this royalty feel, in this kitchen. This is where you guys come and make the food. And like this kitchen is, if we decide to heat something up, heat a pot up or something, this is where we would do it. So this kitchen, I don't get that, right? I don't get that. It's too designer. This kitchen's too designer. And the placement of the kitchen, it's not the nucleus of the house in any way. Being that this is split level, I would have liked to see this either on the middle floor or the first floor, the entry floor, or, the top floor. Because again, in beach areas where you're trying to encompass the view, your focal floor is usually the highest level of the home, so you can take in those views. This doesn't give me that, right? This doesn't give me that. It's in a wing of the house that is toward the very end of it. This is not a nucleus of the home, which our kitchens here, our kitchen, typically you want that to be a nucleus of the home.
About this beautiful paneled wood behind, of course, oak wood. Check out this design. It's just really stylish. So you open up your kitchen and you see this continuation of the marble we have in the countertops.
Which is the correct way to say.
Look at this. Are you seeing this? This is just so neat. You've got your knives, your forks.
I learned that not that long ago.
Little salt and pepper.
So no more mealy. You won't hear me say mealy anymore.
I love this.
I only say mealy.
Let's close it off and explore further. One little push and another section opens with all your appliances from Miele. And here we have a really interesting coffee machine. So as you're seeing.
You know, that's my favorite thing.
But here you also have
my favorite thing in the kitchen is that
a smoothie maker, which is something we assumed it was, since here you can choose what you want to do.
And you can make a smoothie.
Multifunctional. We've got 4 bar chairs on the other side. On the left we have a space which could be potentially your second kitchen, your staff kitchen.
Oh, it's okay. There's a staff kitchen. Oh wait, there is no staff kitchen.
Storage room or anything you want it to be.
You'd have to make it a staff kitchen.
A very modern, bright, and inviting.
Which one's a refrigerator?
With the art pieces in front, the dining area.
My guess it's the refrigerator was this right here. This has to be the refrigerator and the freezer, which it looks like it's on the smaller side. To be honest with you. Yeah, it looks like this is on the smaller side. This is why I said this kitchen doesn't feel like a real kitchen. It's like, yes, you had that one, I think it was behind this one, right? Where it had like some drawers and stuff like that. That's not enough, right? That's not enough to be like a pantry to have all of your dishes and stuff like that. It's just not enough. It's not enough.
The art pieces in front, the dining area, the beautiful section with the TV, and of course your gorgeous vistas. But before we head outside, let's also just mention that here you have another entrance.
You're a skinny person.
To the front of the house, so very conveniently you can bring all your guests directly into your dining and living areas without having to go through the bedrooms level. From the top, you can also reach this area and the garden area with these little steps which are leading you down. And now let's step over into your outside. First section, you've got these seatings in this outside dining area, all connected with the glass balustrade. So I love the fact that you can see through and you have the complete views to the forest and to the mountain valleys. Incredible space. Also here you have the built-in Sonos speaker, so you can turn the music and make a real nice ambient vibe and a nice party. So here we are in the main outdoor entertaining area with this large floor-to-ceiling 6.5 meters tall windows.
Like and subscribe, y'all.
I mean, just this is incredible. Honestly, I'm in love with this house. And also, in a way, we are covered under this wooden slats which are playing with light, which just looks really stylish. Everything in this house
does look stylish.
Sense. Now, right in front, of course, your swimming pool with the sunken section right in the middle. LED lights, really my favorite place to enjoy and look out to the views. 1, 2, 3. 3 steps down and you are in this beautiful center of your swimming pool, looking over into your incredible views with no neighbors. I think this is my favorite thing about this house, that you have no neighbors in front whatsoever, just one little one on the side. They're not looking over into your property, so full privacy. And now about the zone. Covered, which is really great because you've got the sun here pretty much all day long, starting from the morning. So when you're sitting here in the day, it's really nice that you are covered from the sun and you still get to enjoy these beautiful views whilst being in the shade. So really convenient, nice table right in the middle and just a really cozy space to enjoy your sunsets because we are facing right into the sunset side. Now here on the left you also have an entrance into your outside bathroom, which is great for after you've had a shower, for after you've had a bath, or just spend some time in the outdoors. And now that would be it for your outdoor zone, which is certainly the soul of this house. And now I'm super excited for the bedrooms, which are located on the level 1 with all these architectural walls. Let's go and check them out. And back at your first level where we started this tour, and now let's check out the first out of 4 bedrooms on this level. Voila, first one. Of course, we've got the demotica system here. You've got this little walk-in wardrobe as the first thing when you enter. You've got the pocketing doors opening up into your ensuite bathroom with this tinted glass and of course a rain head. And then stepping over here, you have one of your 4 main bedrooms. All of them are double and all of them have a
Aren't there
different,
five?
unique design. Now, what do you think of
So maybe
a
she's
design
not counting
like
the
this?
primary.
A beautiful cushioned backdrop, really going well with this
It's a decent
wallpaper.
sized
I wanted
room.
to name this theme because we've got these trees and the pelicans, so a kind of like a natural wallpaper, really going with the style and the rest of the neutral colors. An ottoman in the middle, nice beige, dark, nice brown carpet, some more natural plants for some
Is it
color,
beige
and
or
of
is it
course
brown? 'Cause there's
your
two different
private
colors.
terrace with these interesting play of wooden beams which are bringing in light
I'm being
and
facetious.
playing
I'm
with the
joking.
sun throughout the day. So that would be the terrace for your first bedroom, and check out the views. I mean, I just can't stop talking about them. This is incredible. The sound of the water, the sound of the bird, everything just makes you connected to the nature.
Fingerprints.
It's so peaceful and quiet here. And if you're seeing just over on my left, even a bigger terrace, which is your master suite, which I was super excited to show
She
you
got
from
some
the
new
beginning.
construction to the
So
right
let's
of you.
go and check that out.
I wonder if that's Laura's too.
And just across the hallway, here we are. First thing when we step in, we have this walk-in wardrobe welcoming us with these 2 skylights which bring in
So the
light into
wardrobe
this
is at the
recessed
entrance.
space, which is your walk-in wardrobe with plenty.
I wonder if that's common in
plenty
Spain.
of space. Love, of course, the automatically turned on light. 3 mirrors right in front, so you can
Closet's
check
not
yourself
huge.
out in 1 second or
For a
third.
mansion, it's not huge.
Again,
Obviously,
we've got the
it's
textured wallpapers.
huge
Now you're seeing it closely. It
for-
looks
for
really
us.
nicely and just blends in with this beige colors that is used in
I
all
do
the
like
bedrooms.
that
Really
that
calming,
little textured
I would say.
wall.
Now the domotica system on the wall, of course, to control everything. Your ensuite bathroom with a pocketing door, and what a size, guys! I mean, who
I like
wouldn't
that
want to
tub.
have an ensuite bathroom
Now
like
that-
this? Let's start from this section.
That is a freestanding tub that I would like. That's beautiful, and it's large enough for more than one person to be in there comfortably. Okay? That's the tub right there. That's the best freestanding tub that I've seen for me. Not for you guys, okay? We all can have different taste and opinions. That is the spice of life, baby. Okay? That is the spice of life. I like this that there's the 2 shower heads here. You know, I find it interesting that both are combined. I really wonder how close this is to the tub line, because essentially, like, you're really going to be super intimate with, you know, your paramour if you both are looking to bathe at the same time, but you have different means of, you know, bathing, right? Me personally, I'm usually just going to take a shower, right? I might need to take a shower and you know, she's in the bath. She's taking a bath. So I'm for that. That's awesome. You know, some things can transpire that you really don't intend. So, you know, hopefully I'm not in like a huge rush when I'm taking that shower, because never mind.
Section, which is your walk-in shower, which you don't really see because you
It looks far enough
this
that the water won't
beautiful bath
splash
right in the middle, but it's
into
also
the bathtub.
2 rain heads right above here, so you can use the space as a walk-in shower or else just hop in the bath, whatever
It's
you
a very
feel
interesting
like.
design.
Of course, with the picture window and the incredible views. Here we also have a door which opens up so you can head out to the terrace, which is connected to the bedroom itself. So a shower with a really decent size and a bathroom, all in all, a really spacious.
So you can open the door, bring in some
Love
fresh
this
air.
ensuite, and now let's step
I'm
over
okay with that.
into the bedroom. Wow, this just has, I have absolutely no words to describe this bedroom. Look at the size of this cushioned backdrop, these light fixtures hanging.
It's such an interesting phrase, I have no words to describe this bedroom, and then proceed to use words to describe the bedroom.
From both sides of the bed, this section, which is just the attention to details. Are you seeing like these wooden small panels which wrap around this section, kind of giving it its own character?
It's a decent sized room.
This small section, of course, the bedside tables have been accordingly designed, the same as these spaces here with the LEDs in the back, and this.
I would have liked the mansion bedroom to be slightly larger,
really,
but
this is my favorite bedroom. And now,
it's a nice bedroom.
We have
it's really nice bedroom.
The private terrace of the master bedroom. This is the biggest terrace of all.
But this is what I was kind of like, my mind was at, is that I would have liked a little less terrace and a little more bedroom. I felt like functionally that would have been a better use of the space, but I'm no architect.
All the bedrooms, even though all of them have their own terrace, of course the master one is the biggest. It's just really magical witnessing this beautiful sunset, hearing the birds, and just to think that this is your master bedroom. And now let's step to the third bedroom with this kind of a darker design. Here we have a lot of these dark gray and black
decent bedroom
details,
too.
like for example the bedside tables, the lamps, and even the wallpaper in the back of the bed has these nice textured little bits. Not quite sure what's the name. Now, opposite side of the bed, you have this also black section, which is your makeup section with the round mirror, some decoration, also in black color.
Very decent bedroom.
A little walk-in wardrobe just before you're heading into your ensuite bathroom with a skylight. Even your ensuite bathroom has a skylight. So you've got the natural light even in your ensuite. Nice vanity setup here, 2 light fixtures hanging down, underlit mirror. And just in general, a really stylish bedroom, which is connecting us with the main entrance. So from this bedroom, basically, you see who is entering into the house. And now let's see the last bedroom of this floor. This one is for a change facing directly into the terrace, which makes it special in a way, because as soon as you open your eyes, you are now looking not only to the views but also to the original architecture of your own building. Look at these angled walls, especially that it's underlit with the LEDs. It looks really modern and futuristic. And as I said in the beginning, it really stands out from any other houses that we were seeing on our way here. James Bond house, they say. It really does look like it.
It does feel more James Bondy
than
anything else.
And see that also here we have one more
like
balcony.
It's really sleek.
So basically this is the only bedroom on this level which has 2 balconies. It's pretty much this L. So you've got floor to ceiling windows everywhere. So you just couldn't ask for any more light. And now that makes it all for all the bedrooms of this level, and now I'm gonna take you to the -2 to check out the rest of the house. All right, and here we are. We just walked down from your living area. There is where you have the staircase, which leads you into your basement level, which is still in the process. Tima, step in with me and let's show everybody.
So what's the vision here? Because this is a lot of empty space.
So here in this space, we'll be having in about a month, 2 or 3, an indoor swimming pool, and this wall over here will be all glass connecting us into your gymnasium. Let's check that out because this is.
Well, let me, you know what? I'm gonna let her finish before I say something.
Already here and ready. You can also reach this level with a lift, and also there is of course a powder bathroom. So here is your gymnasium, which will be connected into your indoor spa with this wall over on my right hand side. Of course, the built-in sonar system throughout, so you can have a nice music whilst you're working out. Picture window to the side of the garden, and now let's see what's behind this curtain. Wow. Now this is definitely a zone where I would spend a lot of my time. We've got 32 degrees, so pretty warm. Yeah, a really nice space to enjoy your sunset. Dima, are you seeing that we've got the sun literally setting as we speak? It's magic. I really want to hop in the jacuzzi and just look out to this incredible views. Stepping through with me, so let's just quickly see the size of this garden. What a space to enjoy these fantastic views and just have all the space to yourself with complete privacy. I mean, the jacuzzi wins it all, but all this grass just looks fantastic. Now that leaves us with one last thing to check out, which is your roof terrace, and let's hop in there right now. There's only one way to get there, and that is with the spiral staircase. Follow me. And here we are, last level, with the most incredible views. And what makes this space special is that it's not yet totally finished, so it leaves it up to your imagination to finish it off and make everything your heart desires. And of course, the last floor means the most incredible views. And with this beautiful sunset on the last level, we're gonna come to the end of the video for today. As always, you'll be able to find more information down in the description below, and make sure to check it out because, as you might have seen, this house is super special and one of a kind. As always, let us know down in the description what you thought about this video, smash the like button, and of course subscribe to see more videos on our channel. And for now, good night, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Okay, so we are on the website of the property. What I learned that you don't have to is that there is no Zillow, or not no Zillow, but Zillow is non-existent in Spain. So in order to, search for properties, they have typically, their own websites that they use. And, for us, we're just going to go directly to the developer's site or the sales site. And as you can see here, just looking briefly at the description. I mean, the description's great. And, they're offering it furnished, which is amazing. So, if you're looking for a petitier in Spain, this might be the one for you because it does cover a lot. There are 4 levels to this property, which I put it together once we got to the basement. I'm like, wait, so there's a basement because obviously we know that when you enter, right, the entranceway, right, the entrance floor, you have the floor above you, which has, the rooms. Then you have the floor beneath you, which is the living space and the kitchen. And then, of course, there is that basement, which, even though the elevator wasn't working, there is an elevator, so you don't have to travel up all those stairs. And there is a little more, centrality. There is a little more, central way to get up and down each floor without having to navigate and go through each set of stairs. So that is marvelous. So in terms of the property, what do you think of the property? Forget what I think of the property. What do you think? Because what I think is, for something to be quote unquote inspired, by Japanese architecture, it really didn't feel like it. It felt way too modern. Like the modern emphasis was too prevalent, from the sleek designs to the swimming pool. Now I will give credit, the swimming pool, the tile for the swimming pool did feel more on the green side that you would find like in a pond. But when you go through that entryway, the entryway water for a reflection pool, it didn't feel like a koi pond at all, right? It didn't feel like a koi pond. So I felt like there's enough missing. There was maybe, with the chandeliers that were like lanterns, that was probably the only Pacific Rim culture or, Asian culture in general, because lanterns are not exclusive to one subset of, Asian culture, right? It's not specific to Chinese. It's not specific to Japanese. It's not specific to any of them. It's something that culturally is, accepted, right? It's like I don't understand, where the true Japanese inspiration came from. Now, as far as like the slide paneling, that part where the TV was, that part I'll give credit that was very, very condescending. Okay, that was very, very that was as close as one could get to something that would represent Japanese architecture. There is no bonsai trees. There was like nothing felt Japanese, but it was very modern and is one of the better moderns that I've seen, especially at the $5 million price point. Oh my gosh, you slap this property in the bird streets of Hollywood Hills, it fetches 15 to 20 million. That's how nice this house is. Like, that's how nice. Now, of course, they missed the mark on a couple of things that clearly they're not finished. This chain linked fence. Come on now. Like, what are we doing here? A chain linked fence on a multi-million dollar property is unacceptable. But what I'm thinking is they're not finished, and there will be something else in place of that when they do actually finish. So I'll kind of reserve on focusing on that as an element of the grading system. As far as everything else, I felt like, for what's not finished, they did what they could. So with that said, let's get to the grading system, baby. Let's get to the grading system. So as you know, we go off of 7, or at least right now, we're going off of 7 different elements to determine how good a property actually is. And as you know, anything over an 8.5, that makes it a great property. Anything between, like I haven't really said this, but anything between a 7 and an 8.5. Well, no, yeah, anything between a 7 and an 8, there's going to be some stuff that you definitely will have to consider changing. That's I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying it's not perfect. Between 7 and 8, you're going to spend money making it more ideal, right? Anything between an 8 and an 8.5, typically you should be good with it, and changing anything will be optional, right? But 8.5 and above, you can take it as is. Nothing's perfect for everybody. So even something that I could grade a 10, which probably won't ever happen because that 7 variables is a lot. But let's just say that one property I grade a 10 doesn't mean that you won't want to change anything. That's just not reality. Maybe I wouldn't change anything, but for someone else, I would say still consider possibly changing something. So what we will be grading the property is going to be based on 1, location, 2, lot use, 3, design layout, 4, exterior finishes, 5, interior finishes, and lastly, amenities. Now, as far as the location, obviously I'm not from Spain. With the proximity to beaches, which is about 15 to 20 minutes, and it being, maybe 10 minutes away from, various restaurants that I checked around the area, which are like, you have, a multitude of different restaurants that have excellent ratings. You have, more than 2 golf courses within the same 10 to 15 minutes. The location, I have to give it 8.5. The reason I can't give it like a 9, being that's in such close proximity to the ocean and no ocean view. It means that there's a part of this area that the location is slightly better, where you're on the side of the mountain that gets views. So that's the reason I give the location an 8.5. Now, in terms of lot use, I feel like the lot itself, obviously it's not all flat. But considering that we know with engineering that you can extend a deck out, you know, for like the backyard, because there is no backyard here. Once you get to the back of the house, all that as you can see, all that's really there is the pool, right? I'll let you guys look at it like this. So as you guys can see here, that essentially once we get to the pool, there's really not a whole lot. So if you're using this as like a family vacation home, or, you know, just a home in general, there's not really a lot of space for your children. You can't put, you know, a swing set or anything like that out here. We know how high this pool goes up off of the ground. You know, from aerial, it looks like everything is, you know, flat, but we know that the pool itself is raised up. So this is all beneath. So you're not gonna have a whole lot of space for children to play. And as you can see, there's more to this lot. You know, there's more to this lot. Like I mentioned, it is a lot that includes 37,000 square feet of land. So there definitely was more room here. And, you know, you have the gate right here leading into the driveway. Obviously, you're going to, you know, want that. You're definitely going to want that. But, you know, understanding the retaining wall is right here. The use of the lot, it could have been better. It could have been better. They are taking advantage of, you know, the views that they do have, but I honestly don't think it was like, you know, that difficult to take advantage of these views. Granted, they did do as, you know, the developer and the architect. I don't know if the architect is also the developer, because usually, you know, sometimes those are two different entities. The design, you know, we're not talking about the design. You know, but just the design encompassing the lot. It just would have been nicer if they would have maybe extended it a little bit with, you know, a little old-fashioned, you know, deck, which would have cost you know, more. Of course, it would cost more. Or, you know, graded the land, something to give just a tad more use of this land, right? This lot, because once we get past this point, it's pretty much just unusable. Versus, you see the neighbor here, their lot, they have tons of space for all that I just mentioned. Tons of space. And this looks like a fairly large home. Like, this is definitely a mansion. Okay, this is definitely a mansion. So I just would have liked to have seen more use of the lot. And that's the reason why I'm going to give the lot use a 7.5. Now, as far as the design layout, obviously it's a split level home, right? It's a split level home with two bottom floors from the entry level and one floor above. And it doesn't seem like the entry level has too much to offer in terms of, you know, space to hang. Everything is going to be downstairs, right? In that first lower floor. First lower floor, you know, you walk down, it has that compression release factor with the you know, high exposed ceilings, which of course to some people that's like a waste of space. You could have put another room there. To me, it's not. To me, you want to have that grand wow factor when it comes to your living space. So that I felt was excellent. As far as the kitchen was not a focal point of you know, the home. So, you know, it's not very open. I'm not sure if that's, you know, done intentionally as the you know, for the culture that is, you know, in Spain, for it not to be just this wide open family area. I know it's a little different for, you know, Italian culture, you want the whole family to be together. So you love an open space. You love an open concept. So I don't know if that's intentionally, because that's how, you know, Spaniards are. So that I could be wrong. I don't know enough about Spanish culture to make that call as to it shouldn't be like that. But as far as for me, what I would be looking for, having that division between the kitchen, where that fireplace in the wall is, having that division between the kitchen and the living space, I feel like it's a missed mark. It's a missed mark. It makes the kitchen feel smaller than what it actually is. And of course, the kitchen, there's a lot to be desired with, more cabinet space. It's not a very grand kitchen. It is bare. It's very bare, very beautiful, very, very beautiful model. As far as the marbles design goes, the panels that hide the high-end appliances, I love a good cappuccino maker. Those things I do like. And of course, there's a TV, which kind of throws me off too. There's a TV that's right across from the kitchen with the hidden panels. And again, that kind of was like the only thing that felt Japanese to me about the place. Kind of unnecessary, kind of useless, considering that it's by the dining table. Really, the layout, it just, I could probably pick apart the layout in so many different ways. One of the saving graces to the layout is the elevator, because at least with the elevator, you have one space where you can go in the entire house and it will take you anywhere in the house or any floor in the house that you would like to be. So that's a saving grace to the layout. As far as like where the living area is, that's a perfect place for a living area. So I'm not just going to like say the layout is bad. There's really not a whole lot bad about the layout. You look at the primary bedroom where you walk into the door, and to the right is basically the closet. The closet, is just doesn't feel like enough. Like it's, yes, I get it. It's hidden panels. It looks clean, cleanliness, less clutter. I'm 100% for that. Okay, I'm 100% for that. But as far as a closet for a $5 million home, or just any multi-million-dollar home, you want that wow factor. And the fact that this is soon as you enter, right? This is as soon as you enter, meaning when you wake up, you gotta get up, you go basically to the front door, basically go to the front door of your room, and you gather your clothes, only to walk back to go to the bathroom, when something that would have been a little more conventional, at least for me, would have been to combine the two, right? Obviously, we're especially here, right, to the new developments to include the bathroom and the closet together. So I do feel like this is not necessarily like a bad design or a bad layout. It's just different, and it's not as conventional or as smooth as something that for me I would like if I were like in the market for a home like this. This is one of the things where I wouldn't hate it, but it's not what I'm looking for. That's the best way I can put it. I don't hate it, it's not what I'm looking for. And then I feel that there's just way too many terraces, and to me, that's wasted opportunities of space, especially with the primary. Like for the primary, look, don't get me wrong, I love the terrace factor, enough space for a table, a love sofa, right, a love seat, a couple chairs, maybe a coffee table. That's it. Like, you don't need basically another bedroom, because there's enough space in there on that terrace to consider it a bedroom. I'm talking about off the primary. There's enough space, and I feel having the door that opens to The bathroom, I feel like the bathroom could have been larger. The primary bedroom could have been larger had you soaked up some of that terrace space. Yes, I get symmetrically, it'll probably look better than what I'm saying, but I'm going for function, and it would have still been beautiful. So for me, there's just a little too much terrace, just a little bit too much terrace. And that goes for all the rooms. Every room for me doesn't need a terrace or two terraces in that case. So I feel like that's something that should have been a little more considered too. So, as far as the layout, I know I'm mentioning all this stuff, and the fact that there's not a whole lot of space in the kitchen to have like a proper pantry. I guess that's like an American thing, because we're fat here in America. We need a place for our snacks. We need to walk in and grab some Oreos and some potato chips. We need to grab all of these things and probably eat them in there too. So the lack of that space is not great. And then of course you have the unfinished big storage room, that you could technically turn into a chef's kitchen, which is going to be expensive because you're going to need more equipment. Obviously you got to extend the plumbing. Like, it sounded like it's easy the way that she described. Oh, you could turn it into this, but you really have to do a lot of work. You have to put another hood in there, which is more duct work. So it's not an easy transition, like a simple transition. Obviously you could put a bunch of cabinets in there, and you could do that's a lot easier, and you could turn that into where all the food goes and the pantry and stuff like that. So that's something different. Speaking of coming back to that floor where you have the wine room, cellar, whoever you are, you call it something different. To me, it's a wine room. I like to reserve the term wine cellar for something that is very traditional to that you would find in Napa or any French chateau, where you go down and it feels like there's barrels of wine inside of there. And obviously a wine room, a temperature regulated room, to me doesn't fit the bill of a wine cellar. It is a very beautiful place to showcase your wine. I do like the fact that is also right there by the living area. I feel like that is a very good design layout for me, because when you are hosting people, you can just go grab a bottle of wine, and you guys are sitting down and on the couch, you turn on that fake fireplace. You turn on the fireplace, right? You turn on the fireplace, you go walk to the kitchen, you go grab the snacks, and that when you think about it like that works. Okay, so that level of the home, it works, right? It works. So I do feel like, again, I know I'm saying all of these things like I'm just going to give it like a terrible grade. To be honest with you, I can honestly give it a 7.5. I give it a 7.5. Like I said, one of the saving graces is the fact that it has an elevator, so you don't have to navigate and go through all these different staircases, which are not centralized together as in one staircase that takes you from every single floor. So obviously you don't have that, but you do have an elevator that does take you to every single floor. So that's the saving grace for that. The biggest W for the design layout, like I mentioned, is the living space and its connectivity to encompass that view. It has that wow factor. You have the wine room right behind you, wine storage right behind you, so you can just go grab wine, grab your cigar, and as far as hosting just like that, that part of it is perfect. Everything else is a little too much on the terraces. That was really my only issue with the layout. Now, as far as interior finishes, I really would have loved to give this like a 9, a 9.5, maybe even a 10. But the place is unfinished. I love the choice of the white oak wood. I love the wood paneling throughout the house. It was all well balanced. Like for a new modern to have such warmth, nailed it with the color palette, nailed it. Beautiful, beautiful finishes. Okay, if the place was completely finished, oh, I could give it a 9 and 9.5 all day, easily, without question. Like you've seen the finishes. We don't have to. You can see it right here. You see these finishes. They're remarkably beautiful. But because the place is unfinished, I have to give it an 8.5, which is still really high, right? I have to give it an 8.5 because the finishes are quality. As quality as quality can be, right? The marble, the tub in the primary bathroom, freestanding, very large, big enough for everybody. The 2 rain shower heads, beautiful, bellissimo. Okay, I love it. The interior design here is like, this is what you want. This is the type of interior design here. This is what I want. It's what I personally want. The interior design is that good. It's that good. Now the exterior finishes, the place looks great. It's sleek, it's sexy, it's modern. The wood paneling, just the big entry gate. Okay, yes, I know. The chain link fence is honestly the biggest negative to the exterior. If I were just judging the house exterior, the exterior finishes of the house, I'd give it a 10. Easily give it a 10. Easily give it a 10. Unfortunately, I cannot give it a 10 because that chain link fence. A chain link fence is worth 1 point. So I give it a 9. Exterior finishes, I give it a 9. A chain link fence is just, it's a chain link fence, come on. I can't give something with a chain link fence to 10. I just can't. Which brings us to the last factor, which is amenities. And I'll just flat out say it. The amenities are lacking because it's not finished. So I have to give it a 7.5. Based on what we've seen, I have to give it a 7.5. What potentially will be done when it's finished, I would give it a 9. Maybe a 9.5, depending on which route they go. If they go the route that she mentioned, which is to use that big room for like an indoor pool, I would go with 9. But if they use it to turn that whole like bottom area into like a true spa, then I would give it a 9 or a 9.5. Yeah, about a 9.5. I would give it slightly more, right? Slightly more, because she did say they were going to put a spa, whatever that means. If it means what I think it means, which you and I feel it should mean, is sauna, steam room, a hot tub. Okay. Give me those 3 things along with the gym and enough room for massage tables. Oh, I'm in. Right there, because there's enough space down there for all of that. But you just want to do like the indoor pool and then maybe like a steam room or a sauna or something like that. I feel like that's to me that's probably going to be like an 8.5 or 9 at best. Again, depending on how it's done, because I can only speculate on how it might possibly be done. But if they go with my vision, it'll be like a 9.5. The only thing that will really be missing is somewhere to play a sport, tennis. You need some sort of outdoor activity for me to give something a 10. Some sort of outdoor or indoor activity. Bowling would work just fine. But there's not enough room in this place for a bowling alley, and I don't think bowling is that big in Spain anyway. I'm pretty actually sure it's not. But something, right? Give me some sort of outdoor activity, a basketball court. Well, obviously you put a basketball court in the front, but I mean like a true basketball court that's like designated and dedicated. This is another reason why I couldn't give the lot use a higher grade than I could, because there's just not enough. There were just not enough to offer for that space, right? We know what a 10 looks like for lot use, right? We seen it in the last video with the go-kart mansion. So, you know, go-kart world, go-kart track mansion, whatever you want to call that mansion. We've seen what lot use when maximizing the lot to, you know, everything that you could possibly imagine or need to be a 10. And I'm saying for me to give something a 10, all it needs to do is have one outdoor activity, plenty of space for, you know, children to play. Obviously a pool, hot tub, these are a must. They are a must, you know, and that's pretty much it. 10. It's not a real hard grading system for lot use. Lot use is real simple, and obviously the views. Like, where are you positioned for your views? So I'm going to, you know, I'm going to just stick. Like I said, I give it a 7.5 simply because it's not finished. The pool, amazing. The sunk-in sitting area in the pool, amazing. Right? That additional above ground hot tub, I don't understand it, because you have a hot tub, but you know, it's to me like a jacuzzi, like a something like that. I wouldn't really consider it part of the house, just like I really wouldn't consider the furniture to be part of the interior design. Right? It makes it look great, makes it look better, but I wouldn't really take all of that into consideration and say, oh man, the interior finishes are based on, or hinged. No, interior finishes are interior finishes. Has nothing to do with furniture. With that being said, the grand total score is an 8.1. It's a really good property. It's a damn good property. I know it sounded like I had all these problems with the place. No, just consider all the facts. You consider all the facts, and this is still a fantastic property to purchase. You just gonna have to change some stuff. It's not finished. You know, if it were finished, the score would probably be somewhere between an 8.5 to a 9. I'm just being honest with you. I love the design. I love the interior finishes. I love so many things about the house. It just has its drawbacks, like every house has its drawbacks. If I were grading my own personal house, my personal house would probably be like a 7. Okay? So don't think I'm just grading it and just like, oh man, what is your, no. I'm being flat out honest. If I was grading my house, it would be a 7. It's probably on its best day. Okay? So know that I'm fair. Know that I'm fair. This house is great. It's in a great location. Right? It's in a great location. It's got views that are, you know, unobstructed for actually they look like they're going to be unobstructed, because below is just like a road. So it looks like it's going to stay unobstructed. You are high enough for it to be unobstructed. It's got very, very good potential. Once it's finished, it's going to have the amenities that you're asking for. I would buy this all day. If I were in the market, I would buy this all day. I just have those things that I would change, you know, just to give it more function. But that's about it. I think it's a great property. The design is it's Laura, the design, when you drew this up, however you drew it up, whether it was on paper or, you know, through graphics design on a computer, this is remarkable. Like the design is just remarkable. It's simple, sleek, and sexy. And I love how you didn't get obsessed. I know I'm talking to the architect. I love how she didn't get obsessed with making sure that angle shape, or, you know, like the curvature was prevalent inside of the home. Like, you don't have to go over the top with that. And she just accented in different areas without making it overwhelming. So I do like that. Yeah, a little too many terraces, or your terraces were a little too, and your terraces were a little too big. But no, this is a beautiful design. I love the design. Period. Come to the Hollywood Hills and you will be, I'm telling you, if Laura was in the Hollywood Hills, she would be like the #1 architect for a while, because this is beautiful. Like, gotta work on your layout a little bit, because, you know, we have different opinions in the States, and I'm sure she probably has other designs that honestly, after I'm done with this, I'm probably going to take a look at. So with that said, this was Architecture Wednesday. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.